What's up, motherfuckers? It's Moist Alex bringing you another video, and I'm apologizing, guys, for the long wait of the videos. Man, Destiny has been keeping me occupied, and Destiny is a real fun game, man. I'm glad something finally came out that I felt is good and up to par and keeping up with the old ways of Call of Duty, because a lot of older games are starting to get into the era where they're trying to be futuristic, or they're trying to do things that other games are doing, and it's ruining the game itself, the integrity of the game, and the gameplay of the game itself. And RuneScape is on that list as well. As you guys know, I wasn't a big fan of EOC upon release, and that's what you guys got to understand. On release, it sucked ass, and you can go back and look at the old videos of it in 2011, 12, or 2012. And just see how bad that game was. And that's the reason why I didn't like it on release, because this thing was so bad. The interface was so ugly, it was so stupid. And on the beta, a lot of people stated, man, this game is not ready. I don't want this game. No, we don't want this. No, we don't want this. But they still fucking released it. Even after so many beta issues they had, they still fucking released it live. And yeah, it's sad, that there's no point in bringing a fucking beta if you're not gonna let people tell you what's wrong with the shit. It makes no sense to release a beta if you're not gonna listen to the feedback that people give you. So nowadays they're doing it a lot better now, and they're realizing that their customer base, they probably was losing money, losing potential money because of all the money they spent on the damn EOC. Now they realize that their customers actually stopped paying certain cash, and now you got bonds, and I ain't paying no cash yet. Ain't paying no more cash for this damn game until they understand my struggle with trying to play this damn game any longer, man. But I'm never gonna leave this game though, no matter how bad it get. It depends. If Old School is gone, I'm probably not gonna be on RuneScape 3 like that, but I don't think Old School is going. The base is too big. It's damn near 20k people playing a day, which is like, compared to 30 or 40k that's playing RuneScape 3, that's a lot. And you damn near almost have a little under half your players on the older version of the game. It tells you a whole lot. Not to mention, you have to think about all the ones we had. 20k people had to start over. So when you look at the fact that there's a lot of, like, some of my friends say they not bothered with playing Old School because they don't want to start their account over. They're trying to get the completionist cape and stuff like that. So I wonder how many would actually play Old School if they got to keep their account. Probably not going to be many people on Old School. Maybe 7-8k at the maximum. And that's what people don't understand. A lot of these people don't look at the different options that people had when Old School came out. If 20k people are willing to start over, and you got maybe another half of the EOC base that's left saying that they didn't want to play because they don't feel like starting over, ain't no point, they'll just make a pure or something, then you have to look at that. And then there are those like me who will play both now, because RuneScape 3 is actually pretty good. It's gotten better, but I'm still a fan of pre-eoc because of, it's just the abilities is all right. It's not saying that it's not a great idea, but to me it's it's not the same. It doesn't fit RuneScape as well as like the quest and the bosses they come out with. But I do know the new bosses that you got have to be harder. It has to be more difficult. But this game isn't revolved around PVM, even though I'm 100% PVM lover. I love that about the game, but I understand the impact that's happened on my game because PKing was ruined as a result of that. And you don't see as many good. And then look on Chris Archie, look on all these other people who used to feature like top 10 stuff and highlights and shit. You don't see a lot of RuneScape 3 because there's nothing that can be highlighted about RuneScape 3 except people calling drops or getting lucky with a solo kill and stuff like that. That's it. On Old School, you got PKing clips, you got funny little glitches that happen because of PKing clips, you got people who climbing trees to get away from a hit combo, you got all the crazy specs people doing on with the DDS, people comboing people and trying to jump people as a team. Like recently, Chris Archie had where a team got trolled because a guy kept running back and through the crevice or some shit like that, and they couldn't hit him, and then he made escaping look easy. Things like that don't happen on RuneScape 3. That's the sad part about it. Nothing fun happens on RuneScape 3. Therefore, it's kind of hard for people to do things like they used to with YouTube, because nothing great happens on RuneScape 3 like that anymore. They took all that away. The fun of the game was taken away and given to PVMers which to me, I'm okay with it for that part. But I know that a lot of my friends who didn't PVM are gone now. A lot of clans are gone, and it's basically turned into a PVM game. So, you know, while I'm okay that I love the better PVM, but the game itself should not be revolved around that, and that's what upsets me. And you know, it's just one of those things that I hope that other games like Call of Duty and stuff get back into, is their old ways, and stop worrying about people being in the future and making these exoskeletons and this shit in the future. You know, leave that up to those other games that are known for that. You use what you're known for and just improve it. RuneScape should have just been improved by graphics, kept the same way, not changed, made some new armors and weapons, maybe made ways like when Torva and stuff came out. I was happy for that because it actually boosted your hit points up. So if you had that, you couldn't get one hit spec like you was able to with the AGS. It helped you out a little bit because then you couldn't get spec'd out, and that's how I felt balancing work. All these people complain about things being overpowered. Make something else that balances that out, so it's only overpowered because it can one hit people. So make something that boosts people's hit points that so they can't get one hit. And Torva, when X came out, did that. So that's just how I feel about that. So I decided to tell you guys how I got into this damn game because of all this, you know, the long wait and stuff. I decided to tell you how I got into the game, and basically I found this game through Miniclip when I was in 3rd grade. And you know, I dealt with a lot of bullying and bad stuff in Chicago, man. I'm not gonna get deep into it. I'll leave those for another video, but I had to find a way to get away from all that stuff, you know, because kids used to bully me because I was smart, and they used to say I used to go home all day and read books 24/7. They used to try to call me bookworm bitch and all this shit, and they used to try to fight me, and they didn't know that I watched a lot of wrestling. You know, I played a lot of Metal Gear. You know, that's mainly how I learned a lot about fighting. And you know, my mama and stuff taught me stuff, and you know, I practiced a lot with my cousins. You know, practicing wrestling moves and chokeholds and stuff, and you know, with the boxing, you know, I learned the techniques because my grandmother used to do this exercise video called Taibo or some shit like that with Billy Blanks, if y'all know who that is. And I used to do that video a lot because she used to give me the tapes and stuff for it, and I used to practice that. And even that guy teach you how to punch the right way and how to kick. And I used to do those videos all day 24/7, and it helped me when I had to get into fights. And when I got into fights, I realized, you know, because he was trying to teach you self-defense through exercise, but the guys used to come at me with these wild punches, and it was just so easy to block them and counter, because most of my counters is punching people right in between, like in their windpipe, and knocking the wind out of them, because all you had to do is do a quick jab to them because of how wild they swung, and they basically out of the fight. They'll hold their stomach because they thought something was wrong with them. The wind is about to be knocked out and they can't breathe, and then you do whatever you got to do after that. And most of the times I just went and did the chokehold from Metal Gear, you know, and I would hold it after a while, and then just, you know, teachers had to come and get me off. The kids would be almost passing out, and they didn't mess with me no more. But what they did is they went and got their cousins, their brothers, and then I got jumped. And then I tried to learn how to fight multiple people by watching Bruce Lee and shit. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try some of these kicks and stuff. And, you know, 2 kids, actually, I ended up beating up because of that. They walked right into the damn... Now, I thought it was me, but I realized they walked right into my foot, basically, when I threw my foot out, because they tried to hurry up and jump me. And I kicked one upside the head and knocked them out temporarily. And then the other one was kind of terrified by it. And then I just jumped on him and choked him out. And then, you know, the teachers had to come get me. And then they got 2-3 more people, and I got jumped in the wintertime, and they was pelting me with snowballs while I was in the snow. So it was a little fucked up, but I used to get bullied because of that. And, you know, I used to get bullied because kids used to try to talk shit about me, and I made great comebacks. Like, they used to talk about the shoes I wear and stuff because, you know, we was poor at the time. You know, everybody out there was poor, though. That's the sad part. But some of them was on welfare and stuff, but they parents had some money all of a sudden to give them Nikes and shit, you know. So that shit used to piss me off because I knew my mom wasn't on welfare. She was working her ass off as much as she could, but because of people constantly stealing from us and stuff, it's almost as if that her jobs and stuff didn't matter, because what we had got stolen all the time. So we had to get cheaper things. We had less money for stuff. And even when she was on welfare at the time, we didn't have the money to buy all that stuff. But you know, we see all these kids, they're getting kicked out of their apartments and stuff, but they got Nikes on. They got the best, you know, looking shoes and clothes at the time, and all this bullshit. I wore Payless shoes. I didn't give a fuck. I wore Vans, goddammit. And a lot of kids out there used to talk shit about me saying I wore these Vans, and then I realized as I got older, they were skater shoes, and then skaters started wearing them, and I was like, oh, well, I was already wearing Vans, but they weren't the skater shoe version, but I was already wearing Vans. So when they used to bully me about that, man, I used to try to find an escape from all that, even though I was able to fight them off. But it got to me, man. I was saying to myself, I'm a kid. I want to have fun. I want to go to school and be willing to learn. I don't want to go there to be fighting every day. So when we was in computer class one day, and one of the kids that he didn't bully me verbally, he tried to, because he used to try to talk shit about my shoes, but I came back with him and told him he smelled like flamingo esophagus, and he was like, what the fuck? Alright, bro, you won. Alright, damn. He's like, bro, I respect that. And then he was like, he asked me for help on one of, I forgot, we used to do these like little articles on the computers at school, and then we answer them, and then we was able to play like the little games and stuff after we was done. But because we was young at the time, it took us a while to read the article, but I was flying through that shit. I was on that good reading level, even though I don't like to read. I knew all the words, and you know, you have to do like context clues and all that shit. I was a beast at that shit. So I had my work done in like 10 minutes, had like 30 minutes to play a RuneScape and shit. But this is how I found it. So he told me, he's like, bro, he said, thanks you for helping me, bro. Like, real talk. Like, I got a website that we can go to and play some games on, you know what I'm saying? So what kind of games you into, bro? And I was like, yeah, I like playing sport games and shit, you know, and shooting games. Shit like that. Oh shit, nigga, I got the fucking website for you, miniclip.com. Go to that shit right now. And I was like, miniclip, like, you know, spelled right all the same way. He's like, yeah, put that shit in. So I was like, all right. I go to the website, I see all these games, I'm in heaven. I'm like, cause I'm used to playing Cartoon Network and shit, you know, that's what I usually got on. I'm seeing fucking Miniclip, they got these little shooting games. Metal Slug is what I used to play the hell out of, 3 Foot Ninja, all this shit. I'm like, dude, bro, thanks for telling me about this game, this website. Not a problem, man. Not a problem. You will help me out, so I help you out. I hooked you up, bro. I was like, all right, man, I appreciate that shit. All right, so I'm playing on Miniclip, and look what I found. I look on the, you know what's the top rated games on Miniclip, and I see RuneScape, and I think you can still go to Miniclip, and RuneScape is on that list. It looks old kind of, but you can see, you know what? If y'all go to the Wayback Machine, if y'all know about that, you go to the Wayback Machine, you know, the web archive thing, and you look on RuneScape's website, all y'all who wasn't there back then, y'all can actually see a lot of the stuff that RuneScape had back then. So, you know, just a little notion, check that out, because people archived the hell out of RuneScape back in the day. So you can see, I don't know if they show how many players was playing, but you got a good idea of what was going on back then and how bad it was. I think you can do it for the forums, I'm not sure, and you can see how bad some of them niggas was. Oh my god, I said niggas, I apologize. I'm trying to avoid saying that word, man, because I know some of y'all get mad about us saying it, and then, you know, y'all not allowed to say it. But see, I don't give a fuck. I like, you know, I don't care if other people say niggas. To me, niggas with the AS isn't, or, you know, is not offensive. To me, ER is offensive, and it's ignorant to say that. But, you know, people got their opinions about it, so I'm just trying to avoid saying it. But anyway, so, you know, if you go back and look at those old archives, y'all can see how RuneScape was back then. But Miniclip was how I found RuneScape, and from then on I was playing RuneScape then. And when I got home, I couldn't play at school because it took 30 minutes for the damn thing to load up. So the first day when I got home, I played it, and then I fell in love, man. I was like, holy shit, this is the game right here. This is fucking it. So I was like, man, this is it. I look at my character creation, and when I first started, I started my guy with black, of course, you know, and then I gave him dreadlocks. Bam, the same dreadlocks that I got there. So, you know, it was a bit of nostalgia for me to come back to old school and, you know, create my character the same way. And the character creation was just so different. You know, that's what made RuneScape to me. The character creation was so much different than all the other games. Now every game got great character creation, much better than RuneScape, but everything was so different than the games I had played on like PlayStation and Dreamcast. You know, everything was different. So the attacking, the using swords and shields, you know, that was the type of stuff I was into. The samurais, and, you know, as anything as close that I could have got to the medieval times, using crossbows, bows and arrows and shit. I was just so ecstatic about it. So that's why I was so into RuneScape when I was younger, and I'm into it now. But now it's just, you know, it's just because I've been playing it for so long. I kind of have stronger opinions about the things they do. You know, I feel like I have more say about the things that they update with this game since I've been playing for 10 years. And to me, you know, there's always time to listen to new players who play, because they might have an idea that you didn't think of. And I like mixing the player community up, but sometimes I think RuneScape listens to those new ones more than their old ones when they have more old ones than new ones. And you know, it's not the sense of out with the old, in with the new. Sometimes you can't change what's old. The computer has been here for years and it's still a computer. Nobody's called it something else, changed the name of it. They changed the look, like the graphics of it, but the concept of a computer is still the same. It's just gotten better. It's faster and stuff like that. That's how I felt RuneScape should have got. Gaming consoles, the PlayStation, they didn't change the name of it to like play status or some shit like that. You know, they changed it. They PlayStation 1, 2, 3, like RuneScape 1, you know, RuneScape Classic 2, 3 and stuff like that. The graphics changed. The games that they, you know, have on it hasn't really changed. The graphics just got better. The gameplay is some games they sacrifice the gameplay for graphics, and that's what you don't do. If your game is fun, people will play it. It doesn't matter the graphics. There's 2D games that are still played, like 3D games that's older graphics, like Half-Life, Gary's Mod. Those graphics are amazing still, and these games have been out since the 2000s, early 2000s. People still play the hell out of it because it's fun. That's what makes your game great, is if it's fun. What changes your game from other games? And RuneScape gave me that feeling, because I didn't like World of Warcraft. I don't think was out at the time, and if it was, I don't know, but this was a game that you could talk with other people, you can chat in the bar, you can add friends, you had skills to level. You didn't have a game out there like that, and that's what made RuneScape. Even when World of Warcraft came out, or if it was already out, I wasn't involved with it because it was too much to me. You had to press everything on the keyboard. I was a fan of the clicking. You know, it was simplified, and people always saying that it was too easy then, it was too simplified. No, clicking actually is still kind of hard compared to EOC. I do a lot better on EOC than I do on here because I'm naturally a fast typer, so I can press my abilities a lot faster on the keyboard, and it's comfortable for me to mix it up with the keyboard and the mouse, and that's just how it's natural for me. Other people feel like they do more work because they click their abilities. That's your fault. You know, you choose to click your abilities, that's your fault. And it doesn't mean that you're doing more work than I am. It's just you're making something harder for yourself than it has to be. I choose to type most of my abilities, and it works. Pressing 1 through like 7 or 8 is a lot easier. So with that being said, I had a lot of opinions about when EOC was released. So that's the main reason why I got out of the game a little bit, but I'm still playing it. Destiny is gonna get me back into it, and I know y'all like, how is Destiny, a game like Destiny, gonna get you back into it? Because I can train better. You know, sometimes when I'm training on this game, that's all I'm doing. I'm not AFK training. I'm standing here like with the jellies. I'm standing here clicking on them. When I get certain Slayer tasks where I could just let them attack me, I'll leave my auto retaliate on, and I'm playing Call of Duty back in the day, like 2006, 2007, when I was training for Godwars. I got 99s out the ass because I was AFKing the hell out of it. Bandits, armored zombies and shit like that, because I had something else to do that was fun, and I can be engaged in both. I can do the boring part of RuneScape by training while I was doing something else fun or my homework, and then I can go and do the stuff fun on RuneScape by bossing and stuff because I had higher levels. And as y'all see, I'm getting closer and closer to 90 plus attack and strength. I'm trying to see if I can get 95 before corp is released. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but we'll see. I'm doing it through Slayer because I want to kind of get 85 Slayer too, but I'm pushing, guys. I'm pushing. So that's kind of how I got into RuneScape and stuff like that, man. And you know, like I said, through mini clip is how I found it. And you know, I guess I'll do another video telling y'all how I kind of started in the game, how I made money, which is the same as what I did on Old School anyway, kind of. And you know, talk more about those stories, especially, you know, like the Valley Massacre and shit like that. I talked about that, but I'll tell you how it happened for me from my point of view leading up to it or some shit like that. But you know, some tips I can give you guys for core beasts is no secrets really. You just have to get a stab weapon, you know, Zamorak spear. The Hasta, I don't know how that's gonna work because the Hasta is one-handed, so people might be able to solo it because it's one-handed. Now he was soloable still. It was real hard to solo him because of the fact that you had you didn't have gonodermic armor at the time. So I don't know how it's gonna be now, but maybe somebody may figure out how to solo him. Plus, it was summoning back in the day. People used to kill their beast of burden, like their yaks or their terror birds or tortoise or something, and they had extra food on the ground that they could use to solo them. So I don't know how it will be now, but most cases it's probably going to need a team. So if y'all need some help on preparing for corp, all I can tell you is get your attack and strength up. Your defense really ain't gonna matter, but it will help to a point. Your magic, you definitely need to get up, because y'all know the higher you got, better magic defense if your magic is higher. So you know, try to get your everything, try to get 90 plus basically, even your range. Some teams actually allow people to come there with range, and you could actually hit pretty good with range if you use ruby bolts. You know that the specs hit 1000, so you know, you a couple thousands, man, you doing nice damage to the motherfucker. But most of them will want you to, well, it wouldn't be thousands, it would be hundreds. and here I believe it'd be 100. So you know, that'll help out a lot. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see what, you know, what the people I got on my list, see what they're doing, see if we can get a team together, and I'll probably end up getting a Zamrock Hosta myself, going to like Zammy and seeing if I can get one from, you know, fresh, you know, and then making it myself. And that's about all I got for y'all, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. That's how I got into RuneScape, man. You know, tell me in the comments how y'all got into RuneScape or how y'all found it. And you know, like I was telling y'all, you know, RuneScape was a way for me to escape from all the stuff that was happening in Chicago, man, because you had a lot of people getting killed, a lot of people, you know, threatening to come shoot you up because you was doing, you know, you had beat them up at school. So it was something, it was great for me to get away from all that, and I didn't go outside because of it. And you know, all y'all motherfuckers saying, you know, go outside, you know, life and stuff like that. If I went outside, I could have got shot, I could have died, anything could have happened to me. And when I moved to the suburban area when I got older, which was in 06, 07, which is when my RuneScape activity picked up, I had a better, I would say like a better personality to play the game more, because I was in sports. And then when I got back, as my way of relaxing, I got on RuneScape. I was playing baseball and stuff. You know, I was like, man, you know, RuneScape, I got to tell my clan about what happened at our game if we won. And I had made some great friends that I talked to outside of RuneScape because of it. You know, I didn't meet them face to face yet, but as I got older, I met a couple of them face to face, and we became good friends, man. So, you know, this game is a big part of my life, and you know, it's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to leave, and why I feel I have so big of a heart for this game. But my opinions are strong too when somebody ruins it like that. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the games where I think this is a veteran game, you know, and this game needs to stay. If it stay like this, you see the graphics now, there's 20,000 people that's still playing this damn game. So you have to understand, it's not always the graphics that make the game, it's the gameplay that make the game. Your game can be a stick man figure. If it is fun, people will play it, people will buy it. Now, the buying value may change because they be like, you know what, you know, like on Xbox, you got indie games and stuff like that. They may consider it's only worth $1 or $2, but I guarantee you maybe over 20 million people will buy it for that dollar, and you be banking. Versus if you're making your game to the point where the graphics are so great, but there's so many glitches, and like that goat simulator and shit, where there's so many problems with it because you released it before it's even ready, and you got all these people that's like, okay, I'm buying a game for glitches. Bullshit. It's fun to find rare glitches, but it's not fun to have a game that's just nothing but glitches. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this, man. I'm about to go kill these motherfucking Ankus, and I'll holler at y'all later. Plans, like I said, I'm trying to get 95 plus. I just got my Slayer level not too long ago. I'm working on it, and I'm also getting ready for court, baby. So if y'all trying to go to court with a motherfucker, hit me up, message me. I'll get back to y'all again in the comments. Tell me, how did you start playing RuneScape and how you found it? If RuneScape has that big, you know, part in your life that you want to share, say it in the comments and I'll hit y'all up. I'm always Elax. See you at the next video.